friends, this is Mari Lane on the Buying Space channel. Today I am reading a verse of the day for the Advent, and it comes from Romans. This might be a surprising Advent verse for everyone, but it's in Romans chapter 14 verse 19. So let's strive for the things that bring peace and the things that build each other up. We need to find ways to practice our own faith and live our own life in celebrations while exhibiting sensitivity to those of other traditions. I've kind of been on a soapbox that Christmas doesn't start until Christmas Day and it ends on January 6th. And in all that, I lost sight of the fact that people are celebrating Christmas, even if it's more of the commercialized Christmas. But there was people that do celebrate Christmas starting at Thanksgiving or right after Thanksgiving, that are Christian, that are celebrating the Advent season and they're celebrating the birth of Christ. And even if the calendar was flipped around for commercialism, even though we've been driven to it by advertisers, it's still a celebration of Christ. Even though Santa Claus is part of the cultural tradition, people are learning about Christ. And I don't want to be a stumbling block to anyone. I do want to educate on when Christmas was originally set up by the church and why that's a good spiritual tradition to have. But also the new traditions are good to have too. We just need to educate people, as we always have, that Christmas is really about Jesus Christ and what happened when Christ was born and what he taught while he was here on earth, and that he died and rose from the grave for us. That's the important thing to focus on, not to be a stumbling block by saying that my way's right. My way's not right. No way is right. As I said before, when I was talking about when Christmas really is, these are days that have been set up by the church long ago for the celebration of the birth of Christ and Epiphany, the day that the wise men came and gave gifts to their king. But these days, December 25th and January 6th, already are not the days that these events happened. It was where the church placed it on the calendar for it to be celebrated. So whether we celebrate it before or after now doesn't matter, as long as we are going through the Advent season and when we celebrate Christmas, that we are focusing on Christ. I also wanted to say that I saw a train wreck yesterday on YouTube. Two YouTubers got into it, and I've seen this happen over and over. The person that gets offended gets on YouTube and says the person shouldn't have said that on YouTube. So I got a question. Why did that person go on live to say that you shouldn't say these things on YouTube while they're saying those things on YouTube? Why are they saying the mature thing for that other person to have done is not said this on YouTube? And then they turn around and do the same thing. If their example or if their level of maturity that they're projecting into the community by saying you shouldn't do this, then why are they doing it themselves? whether you name names or not, whether that person told on them or themselves or not. Truly, 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 just stop there and email the person, call the person, contact the person, and air it out with them. Don't air it out with everyone in the community. You're hurting the community. There's at least a dozen people that go to both of the people's lives and are friends with them. And now all of us feel like we have to choose. And if we're in one room and not the other room, and it's just divisive, why don't we come together and look at what we have in common? Why don't we go forward in peace and harmony without sacrificing our own beliefs? But hash it out in private, please. You're making people uncomfortable to go to either chat room. You're making people feel like they're being watched on who they're loyal to. I love everybody. I'm not blocking anybody. And I will not have anybody tell me not to go to one channel or the other. Because I am a Christian and I love everyone. I forgive everyone. I may not have anything to do with them after that, but I forgive them. But I don't go on YouTube and say those things unless, well, I can't completely say that either. I rarely do that unless I feel that there's crime being committed. If there's crime being committed or there's discrimination, and I'm talking about real discrimination, not just, my feelings. Solid, concrete, provable discrimination or provable crime, then I do speak up. But to name names because I'm slighted, I don't do that. Somebody told me, or told the whole chat, that I was full of it recently. I went to them in private. They did not have the character to admit that they'd done wrong. They did not have the character to apologize to me. But I still forgive them. I didn't go on my channel and say, thus and such said thus and such about me, and I'm mad, and you shouldn't go see them. I mean, I kept it all to myself. I mean, the people in the room heard it, but none of them after that moment thought anything of it because I didn't say anything else. Because I didn't want to be a stumbling block to this person, even though they had said something bad about me. I forgive them. I'll move on from that. I mean, I'm not going to forget it. And I probably would never go live with that person because they say abrasive things. I mean, every single solitary time you see somebody do something to somebody else, you need to stop and think, am I next? If that person is that type of personality, they could do that to me too. So if you have somebody in your life that talks about other people, more than likely they talk about you behind your back too. So just don't allow it. Walk away from it. You don't have to make a fuss about it. Just go in peace. Don't dictate to other people who they can be friends with or not. Just go in peace. Don't go live. Just take your own advice and stop spreading the drama. Have a wonderful and blessed day, everyone. Let's support each other and lift each other up and stop with the childhood nonsense. Can we do it? I think we can. Let's pray about it. Have a wonderful and blessed day, everyone.